So I just opened this like to show an example when it's in stock. You can see the buttons, but you see it's out of stock. So we are going to be working with these buttons today. So let's go straight to the video. I'm actually going to close this so you can see the full width of the screen while we make our coding happen. So yeah, I'm going to be using Visual Studio Code for this tutorial. So first thing we are going to do is to create a folder. So in here, I'm just going to put it in my music folder. I'm just going to call it PS5. And so that happens. I'm going to create a new file. I'm just going to call the file index.js. Remember, we are going to work in JavaScript, which is the whole we're going to use throughout the whole video, right? So we're going to need some dependencies, but I'll just write it out so then we'll do the input thing. First thing I'm going to write out here is cron job, because now we're going to tell this program to keep running for a certain number of time. So constant, going to use the node mailer. Node mailer. Oh, sorry about that. So going to use Cheerio, which is going to help us run the program. Going to require this. Cheerio. Then also going to use the request. So for the video, I'm going to use this. Next thing I actually want to do is just to get the PS5 link. Just put a comment there so you guys know what we're after. I'm actually going to store this. Just going to call it PS5 in a string. So next thing we're going to do is to come here, copy this link, just going to paste it in here. So now we've gotten our link. Before we go further, just need to import those dependencies. So just to make sure we're on the right folder, I'm just going to show you in case you're not used to programming or how to use this. So remember, I'll put it in the documents. You can actually see the parts up here. We are here, right? So I'm going to go into the documents. So cd means to change the directory. I'm going to change the directory again to music. I'm going to change it again to PS5. So we're back where we should be, which was here. But I just did this step just in case you are not directly pointed on the folder. So PS5 index.js. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the npm. You can write install, or just choose I for shorthand. Going to import the Chrome. We're going to import node mailer. Sorry, should be no question mark. I don't know. We're going to import Cheerio, and we're going to import request. So that was fast, and we've gotten the importations we need. You can see it's actually done that for us. So next thing I'm going to do, just going to go old school here. Going to use our function. Just going to call it monitor. So in here, we start to write the program. So I'm going to say, let's just going to call this runtime. Create a new Chrome job. This cron job, I'm actually going to make this to run for 1 minute. So don't need to think about this. Just know that everything you see here is for the best. It's gonna work. So just believe. Now I'm going to actually make use of the requests. What am I requesting? Just PS5. I was about being lazy to copy it and paste it, but I just discovered that just called it PS5, so it's easy to write. So this function is going to take an error. It's going to take a response, and it's also going to take HTML. So first thing I'm going to do is to check if there was no error, and if response dot status code is equal to 200, which means it's good. Now I'm going to use Cheryl to load this page. Next thing I'm going to do is to actually get this button. Since we have loaded the page with Cheryl, I'm actually going to get this button using the selector. So what I need is just the button. So for that we have to go back here, have to inspect this page again, and it's going to make it easy for us. So you can see the class name buttons.button underscore. So I can't just read everything out, but this is what we need though. So now I have it. I'm going to go back to our code. Just gonna, because it's a button, I'm just gonna like BUTCON dot. Remember their classes, so just gonna bring everything together. So the essence of having all these things, because remember you're not the one that wrote this code, so you actually don't know what exists. So we are going to actually just get rid of this disabled part there. So we don't actually know if this class belongs to another button or something. So we just copy everything, like from what we see here. So you can just copy everything, right? So the next thing I'm going to do is actually I'm going to check through this button. I'm going to say if button has an attribute of disabled, sorry, if it has an attribute of disabled, sorry, where am I having this error from? Okay, so if button dot attribute has disabled. So what I'm gonna do here is simple. Just gonna simply just do a console log. Just gonna say out of stock, and I'm gonna say else. Remember, if it doesn't, if it has this, that means it's out of stock. But if it doesn't, it means it's in stock. Right, so just playing around with this. So now that I've done that, I'm also going to end this request with something else. Just gonna do no true no no and through. So now I've done that. Next thing for me to do is to, sorry, I wasn't supposed to do this here. I wasn't looking. I'm supposed to cut that here. Right, so done that. So I'm going to actually run this runtime dot start. So I've done that. Let's see what happens with our code. If I do node index.js, sorry, just made a mistake. Oh, sorry, don't mind me. I haven't called the monitor function, so I'm just gonna call that yeah. I'll run this again. So we should definitely see out of stock here, because if you can remember, it's actually out of stock. Beautiful, beautiful. So that works. Let's just wait again to get another message. Remember how we made this to keep counting. So you can actually mess around with this. You can just read the cron job. See, so we got another message again within 1 minute. Would you look at that? So just close that. Just to ensure we get something in stock, let me just actually copy this. Places, I don't know if they're using the same class or the same buttons, but well, let's see. About this doesn't have to disabled. In stock! Yay! So, right. I'm just undo that to PS5, save that. Remember, we are actually after the PS5. So, how do we actually, because now you can see our code works, but we are running it on the terminal, which we are actually going to use. But then we get the message on the console log on the terminal. So, how do we actually improve this to ensure we actually get this code on our email? So, what we can actually do is create a function. So yeah, I'm just gonna call this send email. Once again, taking the parameters. So we're just gonna call it transporter. Customer Miller dot create transport. So what we're gonna do here, I'm gonna just use service. So service am I going to use? I'm going to use Gmail. So just do authentication, which is your username and password. Who is the user? So I can use my email. Password, just gonna leave it out blank for now. But I'm gonna show you guys my password though, so don't count on it. So actually supposed to be comma here. Password, I'm just gonna leave it blank for now. So created a transporter. So the next thing we're going to do, I think we should just drag this down a bit so we can and clear this so we can see what we're doing better. So next thing I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna say text to send. Just gonna call this time to get that Ps5. So that's what I'm just gonna call it. So I'm just gonna make it look more dramatic than this. Next thing I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna say HTML text. Remember, you can actually call this whatever you want to call. So in here, just call this HTML text because I can actually put in HTML href. Remember, if you kind of actually, I want to use this instead. So I'm just gonna do a href equal to so just gonna do it's gonna be PS5. So this is actually the link. So I want to make it click it. So I want to actually close this out. Just kind of close out the anchor tag. So I'm just gonna say click here to get the PS5. So who am I sending this to? So let's create something for that. I'm just gonna give it just one more space. Just gonna call this info. Now we're going to await transporter to send mail. I'm sorry, my keyboard, I keep messing keys up. I'm sorry. So from so what we're sending this from, just gonna say PS5 update. Since I'm sending it to myself, I'm just gonna say it's gonna say sorry. my email, right? So question mark. So it's kind of like, it's not kind of like it's an object. So to, who am I sending it to? I'm just gonna put my email here to subject. It's gonna say PS5 is in stock now. So where's my texts? It's gonna say text to send, then HTML, show my text. So just going to test this out. And to test this out, I'm actually going to blow out my password. So now I've entered it. I'm actually going to call I'm actually going to call I actually don't want to do if it's in stock. I want to send me this email we just created. You see it's in stock. You can go to and you can see, voila. Remember, you get errors like this if your Gmail, you haven't turned on the settings to enable less secure app. So with this, it keeps sending me these messages. It's in stock. If I click on it, take me to the website straight. So yeah, guys, that's it for this tutorial. I hope it was helpful to you. See you next time. This, as I said, is for Best Buy. If you want, you can actually make this to work on like different platforms like Walmart, but then we won't be using this because this is just for Best Buy. So if you have anything you want on Best Buy, you can use this, I think. I'll see you guys in the next video. Probably I'll make a video that compiles Walmart and other shops in one place and sends you notification depending on which is available. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.